Recorded in eye-splitting high definition at the Can TV studio in Chicago, Illinois, it's Steve Gadlin's Star Makers.
When you feel so full of talent and you've got that special pep,
when Hollywood and Broadway are calling you and you want to take that very first step, I'm Steve Gadlin Star Makers.
you're gonna do fine.
I'm Steve Gadlin Star Makers. It's your time to shine.
The audience is seated, the spotlight's shining bright.
Get out there, you shooting star, and sparkle through the night. Yeah. I'm Steve Gadlin Star Makers.
It's so loud.
I'm Steve Gadlin Star Makers. You're wowing the crowd. Steve Gadlin Star Makers. Steve Gadlin Star Makers. Steve Gadlin Star Makers. Yeah!
And now, here's your host, Steve Gadlin.
Oh, the lights are up, the cameras are on, the floor director's at her station. The caliber of stars will make you feel like you've embarked on a Hollywood and or Broadway vacation. And I'm so handsome to see you, I'm handsome to see you, and I'm handsome that you're near. Yes, I'm so handsome to see you. I'm handsome to see you. You've made me handsome just by being here. You've made me handsome just by being here. Oh, it's that time of day again. What time, you ask? Oh, it's that time of day for Steve Gadlin's Star Makers, the show that introduces you to tomorrow's stars of Hollywood and or Broadway. Well, if that's what time of day it is, then I must be your host, Steve Gadlin. And I guess our watches aren't broken after all. Oh, that's a relief, because you'll need your watch. Well, you'll need to watch with your eyes in order to enjoy all of this incredible talent. Before we get this show started, let's say hello to Aaron Spencer and Cecil Ellison. They'll be enjoying saltines and hospitality in the Steve Gadlin Star Makers Party Lounge. Rub-eep, rub-eep, rub-eep. Well, that's what it sounds like when I, Steve Gadlin, pretend to be frogs. Oh, you know frogs. They're those slimy little green snakes that are always saying, rub-eep, rub-eep, rub-eep. Well, you might be thinking, Steve Gadlin, that's the first and last time I'll be hearing someone be frogs today. Well, you're half right. Unless you already heard someone be frogs, then you're none right. Saying things that frogs say isn't the only way to be frogs. You can also be a band and write a song about it. Here's the musical band Effer Junior with their original song, Frogs.
Nervous cloud rain enters my mind to wash away pollution that I love, damage I hold dear. It keeps me cold, it keeps me clear. I'm sure I'll be fine. This happens all the time. Distractions from the frogs that live in fear, hidden in the swamp between my ears. Their aim is true, just simple friends, too scared to die. I'm sure I'll be fine. This happens all the time. not much I can do. My old brain is growing mold now. There's not much I can do. Remember how I cut it out of my head. Must have been brave. Feel the mass of the old gray matter. Should put this thing to use. Hot pasture now in the glass jar. Save what's left, what's due. Don't remember how I cut it out of my head. Must have been brave. Must have been stupid. One thing I know for sure, I am now.
Wow, Effer Junior, what a performance. Let's say our names for our television audience.
Hi, I'm Ben.
I'm Liz.
I'm Emily.
I'm also Emily.
Wow, am I seeing double, two Emilys. What a great performance. I love rock music that's melancholy and loud. What inspired this song?
A cruise ship about bats.
Wow, that's great. Well, the weirdest things will inspire music. And for you guys, how long have you been together?
About 2 months. This is our debut performance.
Well, what an honor for Steve Gadlin Star Makers to debut you guys. And how long have you been playing this guitar?
How long have we been together? 2 months. 2 months, Steve.
You couldn't have told me. And Emily, how about this guitar?
Less than 2 months.
Well, some real beginners, but they play off like experts. And boy, we're proud to have them. Thanks for sharing your talents with us, guys.
Are you one of tomorrow's stars of Hollywood and/or Broadway? Do you live in or are traveling to the Chicago area? Would you like to share your talent with our television audience? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we want you to perform on our show. Visit us online at sgstarmakers.com or send an email to sgstarmakers@gmail.com. We can't wait to make a star out of you.
One talent that's sweeping the nation of this country's alternatines is called virtual reality. That's a special high-tech talent that makes you go into a whole different world. It's sort of like video games, but you're the video game. Now, something so crazy might be hard to imagine for regular people like you and me, but to alternatines, this virtual reality stuff is second nature. Well, surprise, I've brought an alternatine to the show today to demonstrate this crazy futuristic talent. Here's Ben Vigeant and his computer prosthetics having a great time in virtual reality. Ben, Vigeant, come join me at the intersection of Hollywood and or Broadway. Wow, what an amazing virtual journey you've taken us on.
Thank you. I prefer virtual reality to real reality.
Well, tell us a little bit about what was happening in that virtual world, Ben.
Well, I did an adventure through the undersea kingdom, and I met the king and the queen, and I made many friends.
Well, you made a lot of television friends today, too, I'm sure. We all wish we could get in on some of this virtual reality. As an alternatine, what special access do you have to this kind of technology?
Well, at high school, we have a special one in the AV club, and I use it. It sits next to the overhead projector.
Well, that's fantastic. Ben, I'm so glad you shared your talent with us here on Steve Gadlin's Star Makers.
Thank you, Steve. It was a true honor.
Want to see Steve Gadlin's Star Makers from the best seats in the house? Then you want the luxury and convenience of the Steve Gadlin Star Makers Party Lounge. With 2 exclusive seats, only feet away from the action, and all the saltines you can eat, the Steve Gadlin Star Makers Party Lounge provides an experience you won't soon forget. It's like you're seeing tomorrow's stars of Hollywood and or Broadway through a telescope because they're practically in your lap. To reserve your spot, visit us online at sgstarmakers.com or send an email to sgstarmakers@gmail.com. Beyond Star Makers.
Warning. The act you're about to see is a true and realistic representation of 2 consenting adults ready to take things to the next level romantically. If you're a child, now might be a good time to go to your room and play with your GoBots. Don't be surprised if you hear your parents say things like haba haba or ooh la la la. Those are the types of things grown-ups say when confronted with the realities of love and romance. Here are Steve Gadlin's Star Makers ensemble members, Meredith Kachel and Otis Fine, with a realistic scene and song about 2 lovers interested in moving things along.
You know, Betsam, this has been a really fantastic date. I have had such a great time.
I agree, Argyle. I'm really happy that we met online and scheduled this date.
It was great how during our meal we learned more about each other and discussed all the things we have in common.
That was fun and great. And I think that we were both smart to avoid our favorite topic.
Politics. Well.
Oh, Betsam, this part of the date always gets so awkward. I wish that I could just tell you what I'm really thinking.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Argyle. I thought to myself, and you know, maybe if we sing
a song?
Oh my gosh. Let's do. The night is getting on. I'm loving this date. I want to take the next steps before it's too late. I've got you. You've got me. I think it's time for mush and tushies, fun as can be.
I met you online, you fed me a meal. Your handsomness makes me think that you're the real deal. So what's next? Could it be? I think it's time for mush and tushies, fun as can be.
Who knew a first date could be so filled with joy?
Who knew a first date could net me such a fine boy?
I can't wait to squeeze those supple rear cheeks.
The last guy I dated, he waited 10 weeks.
My mother recommends date number 2 before a guy does the things that I'm gonna do.
My 2 cents, I consent.
I think the mushing of our tushies is just what Mom meant.
I'm feeling an attraction that's more than a hug. My fingers are tinglers, they wanna get snug.
In these cheeks? Hey, take a peek.
If I don't start mushing that tushy, I'm gonna get weak.
Are we going too fast? What if we get caught?
Unless you tell your parents, I think we will not.
I want you to know I respect you a lot.
That's all fine and good. Now show me what you got.
I think we're in love, we're quite a good pair. So let's get to squeezing and swishing our ears. I've got you, you've got me.
I think we're right for mushing tushies, as fun as can be.
Time for mushing tushies, fun as can be.
We'll spend our lives just mushing tushies, as fun as can be.
Meredith and Otis, or should I say Argyle and Betsam, please join me here at the intersection of Hollywood and or Broadway. Thanks for being on Steve Gadlin Star Makers.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Wow. How do you get into a character when you're doing the acting part of a scene and song?
I'm going to let Otis take this one.
Yeah, you know, we agreed before we got here, we're going to pretend that we're the people we're being, you know. And I think it worked great.
Well, when I was watching from the control room, I tell you, I couldn't tell the difference between you and the people you were pretending to being, so you did a great job.
You couldn't tell the difference between us?
I knew Argyle and Betsam, and boy, was it realistic. Tell me, though, now when you get to the song part, how do you prepare yourself for the singing part of a song and a scene?
Salt water.
Really? That easy? Salt water?
Yeah, a lot of salt water, and I just sing it over and over and over. In the bathroom, shower, on the bus, wherever.
Well, all of that practice paid dividends for us and our TV audience. Thanks so much for being on Steve Gadlin Star Makers.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
It is Postman Tom. It is Postman Tom.
Hey, it's Postman Tom here with a dip into the Steve Gadlin Star Makers mailbag. Here's a question from Jane Labowich in Chicago. Does Steve Gadlin know how to hula hoop? What, do I look like his biographer? Anyway, if you have a question for Steve Gadlin Star Makers, email it to sgstarmakers@gmail.com and we might read it on the air. That's all I got.
If you spend time on computers and social media, I've bet you've seen the anagram TFW before. It pops up from time to time in tweets and retweets. TFW. If you're like me, you've probably thought to yourself, what'd that mean? Well, TFW stands for that feeling when. You know, so people can describe a feeling they had when doing or seeing something. Our next act, Ebony Archer, is going to sing her original song, Can't Nobody. TFW, you see Ebony Archer singing her song, is a good feeling indeed.
Oh, 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 oh. Can't nobody do me like you. Can't nobody. Oh, I never felt this way about nobody but you. Oh, I never loved someone the way I love you, but you was there with me when everyone left me, and you was the one that came into my life and set me free. Oh, can't nobody do me like you. Can't nobody do me like you. Can't nobody do me like you. Can't nobody, oh, I never
Ebony Archer with Can't Nobody. That was wonderful. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Gosh, tell me, who's the song about?
You know what? It just came as an inspiration. It wasn't about nobody particularly.
Wasn't Lloyd?
He wished. No, I'm just playing.
Well, it was beautifully sung. You have an excellent stage presence. I love the song. So where can people learn more about you and your music, Ebony?
Oh, yes. They can check out my website, ebonyarcher.net. You can find Can't Nobody the single on iTunes, Amazon, anywhere that you shop for music online. You can definitely check it out.
Well, I know where I'm going online right after we tape this show. Ebony, that's great. Do you sing a lot around the city?
Oh, yes. I have a band. It's called a Soul Evolution Experience, and we doing different venues and different clubs and things of that nature. So, yeah.
Well, I wish you guys the absolute best. That was phenomenal. Thanks for sharing your talent with us.
Oh, thank you.
Sadly, that's the end of another episode of Steve Gadlin's Star Makers. Imagine we're just some tree falling in the forest. Well, thanks to you, we made a real sound. Creak timber! Thanks to our very special Patreon supporters, Steve Alexander, Maximilian Struve, Mike Madigan, Rob Gibbons, Lynn Roberts, Lauren Rich, Will Kane, Adam Altman, Max Wright, Steve Gargoyle, Jalilo, Kristen Freilich, and April Lippert. If you'd like to join them in supporting our show, please visit our Patreon site at patreon.com/SG Starmakers. Oh, the acts tonight were really great. Would you look at the time, though it's getting late. I hope to see you next time. See you next time. I hope to see you again. Well, the world is such a scary place, and I find peace when I see your face. I hope to see you next time. See you next time. I hope to see you again. We're born, then we die, and in between is a cacophony of chaos. What does it mean? I hope to see you next time. See you next time. I hope to see you again.
Yes, I hope to see you again.
Remember to dream big and do awesome things. This is Steve Gadlin saying, see you next time.